I'm Devora with Equator Coffees, and we're gonna brew pour over. Pour over is a great way to brew 1 cup of coffee. I love it in the afternoon for that second, third, or fourth cup of coffee of the day. It's a really beautiful cup. There's many different pour overs on the market, and they share some attributes, but all brew a little differently. The V60 has a large hole, and these ridges help keep the filter and the grounds bed away from the edge, which is great for heat retention. The origami is beautiful, also has a large hole in the bottom, and I really like it for brewing a small cup of coffee. I think even with a small grounds bed, you get some depth and a nice, clean, beautiful brew. The Kalita wave is really different. It's got 3 small holes and a flat bottom, which slows down your water flow rate, and you're able to grind just a little bit coarser. I find this way to brew is a little bit easier, and it's what we're gonna dig into brewing today. To brew on the Kalita wave, you need your Kalita, a Kalita filter, gooseneck kettle, scale with a built-in timer or scale and a timer, and of course, fresh ground coffee. Today I'm brewing the Peru Chirinos, which is our current regenerative organic offering. I've ground on the fine side of medium. I'm going to brew at a 1:17 ratio. I want some openness in the flavors, and I want to really notice the clarity of this coffee. So my dose is 23 grams, and I'm going to be brewing with 390 grams of water. First step though, let's rinse the filter, get rid of the paper taste, and preheat our vessel and the brewer. When the water's done dripping through, discard the rinse water. Add your coffee to your brewer. Little shake to even the grounds bed. Make sure you tare your scale and start your timer when you start pouring. For my bloom, because I have 23 grams of coffee, I'm going to start with about a 50 gram dose of water. I'm pouring slowly, starting in the middle, and making sure that all my grounds get saturated with that first pour. At 30 seconds, I'm going to do my first pour. I'm pouring 140 grams with this one. It's a little bit of a heavier pour for the first one, followed by 2 even lighter pours. So with this first pour, I'm taking the grams on my scale up to 190. With any type of pour over, I'm always watching the coffee dripping and checking on the flow rate. If the coffee is flowing through really slowly and it's just dripping, then I've ground too fine. If it's rushing through, then it's ground a little coarse. You can dial in your grinder based on the time of your brew. For my Kalita, I'm really only taking about 3 minutes to brew this cup of coffee. So at 1:30, I'm adding that 100 grams. Going up to 290. I'm going to give that about 30 seconds to drip through. At 2 minutes, I'm adding another 100 grams. This is my final pour. My grounds bed has never gone dry. It's an even flow rate through, so I know my grinder is set right. And I should be done brewing just around 3 minutes. Pour overs give you a nice clean cup of coffee, and with this 1:17 ratio, you'll really taste all the flavors present. If you like a stronger cup, go ahead and brew 1:15. At 3:10, I'm done dripping. I'm going to pull off and discard the filter and the grounds in the compost. I've got my perfectly brewed cup of coffee for my afternoon treat. Brewing on the Kalita is pretty easy. Just keep an eye on your flow rate. The resulting cup is clean and smooth, delicious. Cheers.